You know what I hate about trucks with radius arms when you lift them? It's not necessarily the fact that you're looking directly at the radius arm. It's that this is not aesthetically pleasing when you're looking at the side of the truck. It's not necessarily the radius arm itself. There's companies out there that make plate kits and stuff to make your radius arms look better. They still don't look good. That's besides the point. It's this bracket right here. And you have to do that to drop it down and all that kind of stuff. But it looks like crap. It's just my opinion. So One Up Off-Road makes some of the nicest looking radius arm drops. And I think the big thing for me as to why it doesn't look very good is because you just have this like thing hanging down off the frame. Like there's no, I think Icon does the same thing too, but One Up's looks way better. Basically, One Up Off-Road, you can do it in two ways. It's the same cost. You can either take this whole bracket assembly off. So all the factory stuff here, you take it all off, you cut the rivets off, whatever. And they have a kit that you can either do that and you cut all the rivets off, you bolt it in place of the factory bracket. So it is a one-piece assembly. And it's got this really cool arm that comes back here and bolts up to the frame, I think back here behind the transmission cross member, which makes it all into this really nice looking, like almost kind of drop down framey looking thing. And then they also they have their ALAs, which are a kind of like a Y-link type design. So they have a straight bar that goes from here to the bottom point. They have another bar that goes up, which is a fully adjustable, setup. Or they have, which is something they came out with the last couple of years, which are really nice, they have a replacement aluminum beam radius arm. So it's not the same as this. It looks way better, but it is a radius arm which is fully adjustable, which is something you guys with these trucks, if you know or pay attention or care, I guess, know that when you lift these trucks, they tend to not drive the best. When we first lifted this thing, if you were driving down the road and you went to go change lanes, when you would go over the crown in the road, it would try and shoot you for the ditch. It was just everything brand new in the front end. There was nothing loose. The truck would drive straight except for like doing stuff like that, or it would track funny going down the road. It would kind of wander, that type of thing. And we put One Up Off-Road, did a whole thing on death wobble and the steering of these and how they drive like crap. Like, it's one of the reasons why I never wanted to lift one of these trucks is because they just don't drive very good when you lift them unless you spend a ton of money on a lift kit. So One Up Off-Road sells bushings for the upper ball joints to correct the caster, and it does a good job, but it's not perfect. And so we've had for quite a while a Rough Country 4-link for the front end of this thing, which replaces this bracketry, and I believe that truck actually has the same 4-link kit on it that we have. So we have that 4-link kit, which the 4-link kit is a little less obnoxious than this is, in my opinion. This is still pretty obnoxious. That truck, you can't see it as well because it has those running boards on it. This doesn't have, it says running boards, but they're power running boards. That Rough Country, 4-link kit, you can correct all of the angles that you need to correct to make the truck drive as good as you can possibly make it drive. It's obviously never going to drive like a stock truck because it's got big tires and stuff on it, but it still doesn't fix this because the way that 4-link kit works is it kind of bolts in to a drop-down bracket. The bottom arm bolts into a drop-down bracket, and the top arm bolts into a factory bolt hole in the upper mount, in that factory mount where the radius arm would have mounted to begin with. So it doesn't fix this issue. The only way to get away from this ugly monstrosity that hangs down to hit low-flying birds and whatever, is to put like the One Up Off-Road kit on it and have that nice sweeping, it looks like it's supposed to be there. This doesn't look like it's supposed to be there. It just looks like some hillbilly in their backyard wanted to lift their truck and threw some scrap metal on it type of thing. Like, this doesn't look good. It looks like crap. End rant.